Who's going to be the hero tonight for the Jackets? We'll find out as they take on the Chicago Blackhawks tonight.
I am just a man, not superhuman. Someone save me from the hate. Just another war. Just another family torn. Just a step from the end.
Oh!
Just another day in the world we live. I need a hero to save me. I need a hero to save me. I need a hero to save me.
Oh!
I've gotta fight today to live another day.
Oh, it's another day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And I'm feeling pretty good today. And I love you guys. And welcome in to this Thursday edition of All Andy Alfred right here. A production of Clayfan 2-3. I am your host, Andy Alfred, coming to you from the beautiful Man Cave Studios in East Toledo, Ohio. By the way, hello, ladies. And welcome into the program right here. We got a lot to get into today. We, of course, baseball in the swing of things as well, too. We have the NHL going into action tonight as well. And last night, of course, I went down to the Huntington Center to see the Stinking Fish take on the best team in the East Coast Hockey League in the South Carolina Stingrays. But let's get into that first of all. Alan York. Names sound familiar to most Blue Jacket fans. Alan York, backup goaltender for a while. He's been up and down between Evansville and Springfield, and he is now in the minor league system with the South Carolina Stingrays. He made a start last night against the Toledo Walleye at the Huntington Center last night, and Alan York getting his first shutout of the season as he gets a big win. York stopping a total of 27 shots as South Carolina gets a big win 2-0 over the Toledo Walleye, improving their record. The South Carolina Stingrays had 43 shots on net to Toledo's 27 for the entire game. Carreau was the starter for Toledo. He gave up 2 goals, and he played 59 minutes in action, of course, but Alan York, he stopped 27 of 27 attempts. The goals for South Carolina last night was Peter Boyd had a goal and an assist. Also on the goal was Wayne Simpson. He had the shorthanded tally in the second period. Attendance was 3,792 was the attendance. 379.79 was the attendance. Game time 2 hours and 8 minutes. Last night at the Huntington Center. And now the ECHL wants to push a little bit more of weekday games. They want to be competitive with the NHL. Now, I agree with that in some standings. But after seeing 3,000 last night, almost 4,000 last night, and the building could seat 8,000, I really don't think it's a great choice for the East Coast Hockey League to move games into a time slot, into days like on Monday. They want to push it for Monday. They want to push Tuesday games, and they want to push Thursday games. They want to continue doing the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games, of course. But I would like to see them pushing more those games Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday instead of a game every single night in the East Coast Hockey League. That's what caused a lot of problems back in the day when it was early on in the East Coast Hockey League season. Other scores yesterday: Evansville was a winner 5-4 in a shootout over Cincinnati. Ontario 4, Colorado 3, and Las Vegas gets a win. They get a win 5-3 over the Idaho Steelheads. So now looking at the standings last night after the loss, Toledo is now 16, 34, 3-1, 36 points. Las Vegas is now, they're dead last. Toledo is dead last in the Eastern Conference, the former American Conference. Las Vegas in the Western Conference is now 14, 34, 4-2, 34 points. Toledo is 2 points away from having the worst record in all of East Coast hockey. We're about ready to break history here, folks, and Las Vegas has a big game coming up this weekend. And Toledo on the road going forward after this. You know, Dan Watson, this is his third loss so far as the interim head coach. But if you look at it, this is 15 straight for the Walleye. 15 straight losses for the Walleye. You have got to be kidding me. 15 straight losses since with Vitusi at the helm and Watson now gone. Watson. Bring on Claude Noel. And by the way, Nick was in the crowd last night watching the game, watching Dan coach. He was at the game last night. He should never be allowed in a ECHL rink. He's a bum! He's a bum! 5 years. I've had enough. I've had enough as a fan of the Walleye. He should not. Player personnel and scouting. That's what we're hearing so far. Are his true choices that he's going to be doing for the Walleye. Scouting. You gotta be kidding me! He couldn't pick the players when he was coaching down! Unbelievable. So Nick Vitusi in the crowd last night at the game watching it is a bum. And I said it. I said it in the concourse when I saw him. Call him a bum! A bum, I say! You want to know what's not a bum? The Jackets. Blue Jackets are in action tonight. They'll take on the Chicago Blackhawks at the United Center. That game 8 o'clock. But last night, Toronto getting a big win, 3-2 over the New York Rangers. Washington was a loser to Philadelphia, 6-4. Montreal goes into Anaheim and steals a win in a shootout, 4-3. And Ottawa was a loser, 4-1 to the Calgary Flames. Tonight, a big night in the NHL. Washington is on the road to take on Boston. Winnipeg hosting the LA Kings. Marian Gaborik will be in the lineup tonight for the LA Kings. Buffalo is on the road. They'll take on the favorite team of one, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Colorado is on the road. They'll take on the Detroit Red Wings. And tonight is a special night in Detroit. It is the retirement of Nicholas Lidstrom, and I will give you my opinion on Nicholas Lidstrom here in a second. Nashville also hosting the St. Louis Blues. Vancouver on the road to take on Dallas. The late game, of course, on NBC Sports Network will be Pittsburgh on the road taking on San Jose. Montreal is in Phoenix, and the Islanders are taking on the Oilers tonight. 9:30 start time with that. But the Jackets taking on the Chicago Blackhawks tonight at 8 o'clock. Both teams looking for a big win. Chicago getting the big win on the other night in the Stadium Series. Chicago is 36-13, 14, 86 points. Columbus 32-25 and 5 with 69 points. These two used to be former matchups in the old Central Division of the Western Conference. So we're getting a chance to see that. We'll be headed down there on April 4th to see the Jackets take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks. That game at 7 o'clock will be there. A lot of people have been giving me flack because of this, because this is the first time I am not going to go to Mud Hen opening day. And I'm making this announcement right here. First time I am not going to Mud Hen opening day this year because it's cold, it'll be dreary, probably rainy, and I say that now, it'll be 75 and warm. I'm just saying right now. I'm calling it right now, but I think it's going to be dreary and rainy. And plus, it's Larry Parrish. You know, Mike Hessman. Bring back Jeff Larish, and you'll be like the old days. Ooh, swing and a miss, strike 3. Looking at the standings in the wild card position in the Atlantic Division, Boston leads with 83 points. Montreal is in second, Toronto in third. Right now, standing in the wild card, the Tampa Bay Lightning are 34, 23, and 5 with 73 points. Columbus is in second place. They are 32, 25, and 5 with 69 points. Like I mentioned, they hold the second wild card position. Nipping at their heels is the Detroit Red Wings, who are 28, 21, and 12 with 68 points. Like I said, Detroit in action tonight. They'll take on the Avs at Joe Louis, 8 o'clock start time. Pre-game stuff starting at 6:30 for the Nicholas Lidstrom stuff. Also, Also, like I said, Columbus in action tonight. They'll take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Well, today in Major League Baseball, a lot of games have gotten rain out, my friends. Rain out games are happening in Major League Baseball today. A lot of the grapefruit games have been postponed and rained out. The Phillies game this afternoon between the Tigers and the Phillies in Lakeland was postponed today, as well as the game in Houston. Houston's game has been postponed as well, too. We have some action going on today in the Cactus League. The Cubs are taking on the Cleveland Indians in the beautiful city of Goodyear, Arizona. Boston taking on Miami today as well in grapefruit action. That's in the top of the 8th. They're delayed. Philly and New York, some of the games in the Grapefruit League in action. There's 1-1 in the top of the 4th. And here's some other scores happening right now as we speak. Chicago, the White Sox, and Kansas City deadlocked at 0 through 2 innings. Colorado 2, Milwaukee nothing. Texas 2, San Diego nothing. Arizona hosting the Oakland A's 3-1, bottom of the 1st inning right there. And then also some of the other late games, of course, is Washington taking on Atlanta. The Astros rain out, the Tigers rain out, Minnesota rains out, Baltimore rained out, and Pittsburgh rained out today from their games. They'll reschedule those games at a later date as well. But tomorrow on the program, we are going to have Nick DeVera on the program. We're either scheduling to have him on tomorrow to do an interview with him, and we're planning on either airing that interview for you guys on Monday or actually doing the interview tomorrow and posting it tomorrow. We're going to break down division by division each teams, and if you have questions for Nick DeVera from the baseballhipster.mlb blog, send those emails to me at our Twitter handle at @AllAndyAlfred. That's at @AllAndyAlfred. Get your MLB questions into him no later than 9 o'clock tonight, as well as you could send it also underneath the comment underneath this show if you have comments or questions about that as well too. So Nick DeVera on the program tomorrow will break down the MLB upcoming season. He's been touring around the country looking at the different ball clubs. He's just wrapped up, made his prediction as well too. We'll get his prediction. You'll hear a little bit of my prediction. I'm not gonna give you my prediction until we get a little bit deeper into spring training and we get a little bit more into the fact of who's gonna be playing with who and who's going to be starting in the rotations for both the Tigers, Indians, and Reds as well too. So we got a lot to get into tomorrow on All Andy Alfred. We'll have Nick DeVera on the program, of course. We'll recap that big Blue Jacket Blackhawk game, also reflect a little bit on Nick Lidstrom. And here's what I have to say about Nick Lidstrom. He's a class act defenseman. Very, very nice guy. And this is a long time coming for him. And he is truly a great defenseman. He'll go down as one of the best. I think he'll be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not going to put a lot of money and stack into that as well. So that's my opinion about Nicholas Lidstrom. And my best to his family. Congratulations to him in getting number 5 raised to the rafters and retired as a Detroit Red Wing. So for tomorrow, like I said, Nick DeVera on the program for the full show. We talk all things baseball and so much more. So if you have any questions, emails, send it underneath this show or post it on our Twitter. It is at @AllAndyAlfred. It is at @AllAndyAlfred. But until then, until tomorrow when I see you again, I'm Andy Alfred, and I hope you have a terrific rest of the evening. Go Jackets! Go Avs! And go Tigers. Go Indians. And to your team and to mine as well. Victory is sweetest. You have tasted defeat. And remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. Game of life. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Love you. Bye.
Speaking my mind today.